On one of my previous Undertale reaction videos, the Bradzone3922 told me this. They said, as a percussionist, I think you might be really interested in your best nightmare from this original soundtrack. To be honest, the rhythms go kind of crazy. Lol, thanks for the great vids. And 408 people thought the same thing. So we're gonna do it. I'm excited. Let's go. Okay. Ooh. Oh, with the beginning too, cool. That's a nice bass line. Okay, that's pretty hip. I like the beginning. I especially like the motif at the beginning, that big kind of stacked chord sound that we hear. I think it's in 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it goes up a little bit. Just very, it feels like a 3-note melody within that motif. I dig the electronic dance, industrial, whatever you want to call that, when it kind of drops like that Prodigy type sound. The laugh is weird. Whatever. I'm sure it's from the game. Interesting the way this is all stacked though. Because within that, you have like the synth kind of like sound that's kind of like bubbling and turning over within that. Yeah, that's really nice. Cool. We don't need to hear the laugh again. Let's go where the beat drops. Man, the bass line is pretty hip right there too. But I think the coolest part is you get your drums come in, the bass is playing, but that motif from the beginning is still stacked on it. So you kind of have two. It's not like syncopated by any means. It's it's two different layers that are very clearly working well with each other. But you really have the feeling of 6 in the slow, and that is really, really present on top of that. Yeah, I dig that quite a bit. All right, let's go back to about 46 seconds here, and then we'll continue on. All right. Wow. Okay, I like all the kind of the TV static, changing the channels or radio channels, however you want to feel it. That was interesting, man. Really cool. I like we get the kind of that break beat is still there, but underneath we get all these really super weird melodies happening with like just kind of like strange conceptual ideas of how they're being delivered to you. That's fun. What do you tweet that one I think is probably my, let me just get back into that one. I like that one quite a bit. Bum, 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 bum. It's all kind of related to the ideas that you get presented from within that first motif, though. You could say these are like long derivative, like this is like, it's still family, it's still related. They just gone on a very different path here. They really camp out on that dissonant bum, bum, ba, da. Hold on, no, I sang that resolution note wrong. My apologies. That's like a very traditional sounding melody from a very different style of music, but when it's superimposed on top of what we have underneath it, that's a really wild sound. I'm going back 10 seconds. Appreciate that. I feel like I'm at, when you're like a young musician, like in your public school program, I was going to learn how to play recorder and it's not the greatest thing to listen to. That is kind of like that, but I still love it though. All right, let's check out the other one. I'm sure you noticed that's the melody from the previous one now superimposed with this, like, I don't know, haunted Zelda sounding level. This is pretty cool stuff. 2, 3, 4. Why does that work so well? It still grooves. You can still pick out all the melody and harmonic components. It's still really nice. That was cool. Obviously way bigger than the previous feel. Wah, wah. Everything's kind of getting bent there, which is pretty fun to listen to. We're now definitely, you don't really have that 6 feel anymore. I feel like everything is very 4. It's interesting because where I unpaused it inside of that groove, I suddenly, because everything's kind of like relative, right? It's like relative beat interpretation. I grasped the downbeat in a different spot than we listened to on the first run through. So I was like, yeah, this is like strictly in 4, but then I felt it a different way. So I'd like to give myself some more context. I'm going to go back a little bit before we transition into that. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's just interesting because it almost kind of you feel like there's some like latency in the way that big open. It's like, it's kind of that industrial. It works perfectly because of the beat that's underneath it, but it has like this kind of laggy. It's just a little bit behind the beat, not in a bad way, just by design. So it works, but it's kind of a trip to listen to. He had like whistle tones woo underneath it on the right side of the headset, for me at least. It feels like a Halloween like sound effect. That's cool though. All right, let's keep going and see where we go with this. Familiar. Oh. There it is again. Yeah, man, that's great. Hello, Atari. Very interesting, those two sections. So, I mean, ultimately, the whole point of this piece is theme and development, right? We have everything introduced to us in the beginning, and now we're just getting all these little variations on it. I dig the one. So I don't really remember the timestamp on it. I'm just going to go back to see if this is in the right spot. We're almost there. It's such a great, like, pseudo electric bass sound with a pick going on though, but it works so well against the stuff that's going on underneath. One more time, please. Has a clean difference of sound. And obviously that like digital whistle sound would come in with the melody from before, but the way it just has a tiny bit of vibrato on the whistle, it just, the dissonance, it grinds a little bit. It's cool though. It's the Super Atari sound with all this reverb on there. This one is like the, there we go, okay. But it's cool. It's so like, it takes up so much space so that the drone of bum 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 bum, the low in there, it just rings so much. It kind of cuts into the melody on top. Does it work? Yeah, of course. It's just a little busy in sound. Does it matter? No, not at all. I don't think any of this matters because the style of the composition from like head to toe clearly is you're doing things outside of norms, which is cool. Okay. That was definitely neat. We've heard all that style of stacking and the grouping previously in the piece, but we hadn't really heard that rhythmic development on that. So even within that really, really similar sound, there's still some variety. Let's keep going. Okay. Yes. There you go. Okay, out of those two variations, that first one, it was my favorite in the whole piece so far. Sorry, I was intrigued. I didn't get the timestamp. Sorry, this might be incorrect. Yeah, it's definitely incorrect. Let's go back a little further. It just reminds me of sitting there. It's a long ass time ago. I'm sitting down and playing. I'm playing like Contra on the Nintendo, and these are the type of sounds that are like just it for the day though. You know, you're like, oh fuck, man, this video game music's so good. This one here. But when it drops though, yes. That's so weird. So we talk about a little bit on the channel, like I only bring it up because it's like so blatant to me. How I kind of see colors with sounds a little bit for that style, for that like late 80s, like the NES sound, for some reason, when harmonies are stacked like that, they've always looked the same to me. It is a globe of sound. It's like circular. The opacity is super low, and it's just like a orange and yellow light bulby glowy sound. I don't know why. Anytime I hear that video game sound stacked in easy harmonies like that, that is always what it looks like. Trust me, I'd much rather it look like notes on the freaking. I wish I could like hear music. I can hear rhythm, like as rhythms are played, I can see the notation like instantly on the page. Like I can do rhythmic dictation pretty much like real time, up to like almost. Well, if it's like modern drum corps like crazy rhythmic substitution stuff, then no, I'd have to sit down and like take tempos way down. But pretty much any rhythm, I can see it as it happens. I wish it was that way for like harmonies and like just like basic melodic stuff. That would be a cool. I don't have that gift, but hey, at least I can see some weird color glows. But whatever. The piano lick underneath, it fits that sound so well. I know we've done it twice. We're gonna do it with thrice. This is such a fun little thing to listen to. obviously, we have this little descending sequence. It's like, it's so like classical music, man. It's so great. But there's this little percussive, I didn't quite get it. Hold on. Yeah. It comes, like, it's a call and response to that. It's really nice. If you're just listening on a phone or TV, it might be hard. If you have headsets on, you can probably grab it. It makes it though. Like quarter triplet. Oh, I didn't get it that time. And back. And there it is. Well, we managed to take a 4-minute song and make it 15 minutes, 16 minutes basically. But whatever. I think this one is probably the most interesting Undertale piece of music that we've done so far. So the recommendation, I think, was valid. I definitely like this one. I feel like we go back in all these and listen to them quite a bit, but this one just had like different components calling to me with how of a very strong theme they had in all the crazy development we got. So I would say this so far is probably my #1, but that's just me. Let me know what you think about it down in the comments below. My name is DrumRollTony. Catch me when I'm live on Twitch. Links for all the socials down in the video description below. Thank you so much for watching. YouTube thinks you should watch this video next. Please and thank you. Click the like button, subscribe to the channel so you can catch the next upload. Have a great day. Thanks for being here. Bye-bye.